All right, we are now moving on. Chapter 7, Dwarf Gifts. This is a really, really interesting and iconic chapter. This is where the gods actually get some of the more important tools and objects and possessions that define them. I want to stress again that the order of the stories that we're going in is highly artificial, and that Thor has always had his hammer, Odin has always had his rune spear, but the explanation for them sounds like a story that hasn't happened until other things have gone on. So, here we are. What is going on in this picture? Who is this mad-looking barber approaching this poor woman? Yes, sir.
That's Loki. He's about to cut off his hair.
Yes. Sif is the wife of Thor. And one of the things that Thor always boasts about is how beautiful his wife is because of her long hair cascading down her back. And it makes him so happy. He could write a song about it. Not that he could write, but he could sing a song about it. Now,
get that poor guy to do it. He's good.
What is motivating Loki to do this? Why would Loki want to do this thing? Yes.
Sif was Thor's like greatest treasure, and Loki was like determined to take it away from him.
Okay.
Because he was like all happy.
That's right out of the story. But what I'm asking, what motivates him to do this? Why would he want to do this? Why would anyone want to do something like this? Yes.
Loki's like jealous of all the other gods, like powers.
Okay. He's starting to be a little jealous of their happiness. And that manifests itself as mischief. This is really the defining point where Loki becomes the god of mischief. So that's important. Make a little star for your Loki page. That on your Loki page, you should say God of Mischief.
Have we done a Loki page yet?
You know, it occurs to me that we have not in here. But we'll do that later. Make that for a page that will come later. Alright. I went too fast. Once he cuts off her hair, what is she compared with? What does Thor say she looks like? Yeah.
A dandelion.
A dandelion. That's that. Oh, pretty little dandelion. No, it's not supposed to be very complimentary in the slightest. This is part of the shallowness of the Norse gods, that your wife's beauty depends on her long hair. All of a sudden, she gets a short punker hairdo and she's no longer beautiful. Well, that's how Thor looks at it. And he threatens Loki with his hammer, which he doesn't have yet. I know, it doesn't make much sense. He threatens Loki unless Loki can fix this. Now, where does Loki need to go to fix this problem? Who does he have to go see? Oh, come on, who makes all the best stuff? In Greek mythology, if you had a problem where you needed something made, where would you go for something in Greek mythology? Yes.
Hephaestus.
You would go see Hephaestus, because Hephaestus makes all the best stuff. In Norse mythology, who makes all the best stuff?
The dwarves.
The dwarves. Hold on. One at a time. The dwarves. Yes?
Isn't it Dvalin or whatever his name is?
Yeah, Dvalin is the one we're going to go see in particular. First, he has to go to the land of the dwarves. You know the land of the dwarves? Svartalheim. Very good.
Oh, the dwarves look,
Yeah, the dwarves are unpleasant as far as the Norse are concerned. Svartalheim, the land of the dwarves, is sort of an underground world. It's not described, even though it's a separate world, the dwarves live underground. They live in caves. They have forges there. They make all sorts of fun stuff. Where did the dwarves come from? Do you remember this from chapter 1? What's the origin story on the dwarves? It's kind of gross. According to the story, when the three gods, Odin, Vili, and Vi, were ripping apart Ymir, his flesh started to decay into the soil. And in that flesh, there were maggots. Apparently, the dwarfs, or the Svarklen, are derived from the maggots in Ymir's flesh, which is supposed to explain why they're unpleasant looking. They're not evil. We met a couple evil ones. Remember the little serial killer dwarfs who killed Gilling and his wife and killed Pork Vasir? They're bad dwarfs. And most of the dwarfs are really nice, or at least they're evenly divided. They're just like people. Some are bad, some are good. But they make the best stuff. Now, Loki has heard of some craftsmen. He has heard of the sons of Ivaldi. Ivaldi is apparently a dwarf of great skill who's no longer around, but his sons have inherited the business. And the head son, I think you mentioned him, is Dvalin. Let me find some place to write. Dvalin.
What are they called again? The sons of what?
The sons of Ivaldi. And in fact, I'm putting up here Dvalin Ivaldison. Okay? This is supposed to be Loki and Dvalin's workshop, which I think is very, very cool except for one detail. What's so wrong about Loki's appearance here? What do they always mention about Loki?
Is it the red beard?
Yeah, the red hair. Loki's supposed to have a red beard. There we go.
There we go.
Much better. Alright, so here's Loki, and he looks like he's pondering here, and he's thinking, what does he do? While Dvalin, because Dvalin immediately says, brand new hair for Thor's wife? More beautiful than the hair she had before? No sweat. And he gets right on it. He and his brothers get right to work. While they are working for Loki, just because they're nice little dwarfs, what does Loki do? Yes?
He steals the other, like,
He steals things, yes. Loki becomes the god of thieves. Here is Loki becoming the god of thieves. Again, make a connection to your Loki page. God of thieves. What were the things he steals? Tell me about the things he steals. Yes?
He steals the golden spear.
He steals a golden spear. What's so special about the spear?
It'll always hit its target.
It never misses. It's like a homing spear. I could take that spear. Here it is. I don't know how it works. I don't know whether you call out the name of your opponent or what, but I could take this spear and I could say, you, unnamed boy, who I can't mention while I'm being don't phone them. Yeah.
This is
I could
bad.
throw the spear this way and it would still come around and get you because it's a homing spear. It is called, what's its name? It's got a name. What's the name? No? No? All right, go ahead.
Gungnir.
Gugnir, the spear of Odin. It will be eventually. Gugnir, the rune spear. All right. What else does he steal? He steals something else that I don't have a good model of. All right. Yes. Skidbladnir. I love it. It sounds so Russian. Skidbladnir. Skidbladnir. What is it?
it's like a ship that folds up so that we can get in the pocket.
Yeah, it's a ship, but you can fold it up and put it in your pocket, so you always have transportation. You're walking along, you come to a lake. Oh, I have to get across this lake. Let me just pull out my ship. You unfold it. It's like origami. You unfold it. And you got a ship big enough to hold you and all your friends. There is always a wind in its sail. Point where you want to go. Whoa! There you go. It knows where it's going. It's fantastic. All right. He steals these things. He gets the hair and wackiness ensues. Why? On the way out of Svartalheim, who does he meet? Who does he meet on his way out of Svartalheim? Yes?
Brock.
Brock. And this is where we see kind of a bad side of Loki. This is where we see that Loki cannot resist boasting. Loki wants to boast. He has to show off his stuff to this dwarf and say, look at these fantastic gifts I have. I'm going to give these to the Aesir and they're going to just love me to pieces. And Brock says, oh, that's really nice stuff. Did my brother Sindri make it? And Loki says, no, it's made by the sons of Ivaldi. And Brock makes one of those scoffing noises. You know how when Cassandra makes a prophecy, what do we all do? That's the same kind of response that Loki gets from Brock when he hears that Sindri didn't make it. Well, my brother makes the best stuff. So, what do they have to do? How do they decide to resolve this difference of opinion? Difference of opinion. Yes?
He makes a bet with him that if the Aesir like his 3 gifts better, that he can have his head.
They're going to have a gift-giving contest. They're each going to give 3 gifts to the Aesir. Whoever is judged the best gift giver gets to take the other one's, say it again.
The other one's head.
The head. That's the stakes of the wager. He gets to take the other person's head. So, these are going to be the judges. These are the ones who are going to get the gifts. How does Loki try to cheat? During the process of making, Sindri makes Brock help him. So I'm going to put Loki on this side. I'm going to put Brock on this side. Brock representing Sindri, his brother. Loki on behalf of Dvalin. Remember, Dvalin has no idea this is going on. Dvalin finds out later that those things were stolen out of his workshop, but we don't hear that part of it. Yes?
Doesn't Brock tell Sindri to keep the fires going, but Loki, distracts him and stops it?
Eventually he does, yeah. Yeah, how? How does Loki try to stop Brock from working the bellows? The bellows are a big fan-like device. It's like a pump where you try to squeeze air in. It's what makes a fire hot enough to really melt metal. You guys are all pretty much tied here. Yes?
He turns into a fly and bites him.
Yeah, Loki turns into a biting fly, and he bites at Brock's face while Brock is supposed to be pumping. It must be a female fly. Because remember, when Loki's in disguise, it's almost always female. So the female fly is trying to bite Brock's face. And as the gifts come out, Loki is not too worried. He sees what's coming out of the fire, the magic fire, and he's like, this is going to be easy. Especially since on the last gift, he causes it to mess up. Okay, let's go through this. What is Loki going to give to Frey? Yeah, the ship. So Frey gets Skidbladnir, and he loves it because Frey is a very hospitable kind of guy. He loves giving the Aesir rides places in his ship. What does Odin get from Loki? Which of the gifts does he get? Yes?
Spear, the rune spear.
He gets the rune spear. It's actually not called the rune spear until Odin carves the runes into it. Odin will take the spear, like the example of Gungnir I have here. This is pre-Odin's ownership because there are no runes carved into the haft of it. But very nice execution. And finally, what does Thor get? It's where Loki went in the first place. Loki went there in the first place. Yes.
His wife's in there.
Yeah, Sif's hair. And they are all very pleased with their gifts. I think it's because Odin loves Gungnir so much, the rune spear, because with only one eye, he doesn't have much in the way of depth perception. So having a spear that never misses, very good. Now, Brock's gift giving. I think I need to move him up just a little bit. All right. Brock, what does Brock give to Frey? That Loki didn't think too much of when he came out of the fire. He wasn't too worried about it. What is it?
The golden board. Gold crystal.
Gold bristle. The boar. Now, what is so cool about this boar? Yes.
It is fast, it can fly, it has golden fur, and it glows in the dark.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It doesn't just run across land, it also runs across the clouds and across the sea. It is an all-terrain boar. It can go anywhere, and Frey can ride it. And as he rides it, it gives off a sun-like glow. What is one of the things Frey is the god of? Oh, come on, hands down, hands down. Yes.
Sunshine.
He is the god of sunshine. Now, I also want to mention gold bristle is a fertility symbol.
That's creepy.
Well, maybe I should spell symbol right. What do you think? There we go. A boar, in fact, male animals in a male-dominated culture, they're seen as the bull, the ram, the boar. They're all fertility symbols. And so this is seen as another great aspect of Frey's personality. As the god of fertility, he makes the plants grow, but he also makes the animals reproduce. You have a herd of cattle, you have a herd of sheep, you have a herd of pigs, you want them to make more. And so you pray to Frey to bless your herd with fruitfulness. Well, gold bristle helps out with that, and supposedly although Freya is in charge of human fertility, it does seem to be more the female side of things. She's really the goddess of childbirth. Men would pray to Frey to bless them with potency, if you get what I'm saying. If you were having trouble in that department, this is long before edit that out too. That's long before Viagra came along. So you would wear a little symbol of gold bristle. I suppose that's kind of bad advertising for the guys in the bar, but you know, you sit around with your buddies, hey, I see you're wearing gold bristle. That's none of your business, man. Yeah. But that's why Frey loves him so much. So, in this contest, winner, Brock. Oh, shit, there we go. All right, winner, Brock. Now, what does Odin get from Brock? Again, something that when Loki saw it come out of the fire, he did not think anything of it. What was it?
A fine gold ring.
A fine gold ring. It's very beautiful and all, but it's just a little ring. No, it's not just a little ring. It's the ring Draupnir. It's got a name. What is so special about the ring Draupnir, sir?
We created some.
How often?
9 days.
Yeah, every 9 nights it becomes 9 rings. Alright? Now, somebody always asks, well, can the copies make copies themselves? No. The mathematics of that, pause for a second.